Hey, what is up guys, Michael from COPPERVSGLASS. Now I love finding new and interesting applications and games on the Play Store, and the best place to do this is actually in early access. Now these are some upcoming applications and games that are still in development, but that you can actually download and install on your device to take a first look. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the best games for January 2017 that are still in early access, so let's take a look. So first up then we have a game called Draw a Circle, which has a really simple premise but actually really complicated and complex game mechanics that does actually take some strategy and thought to get past each individual level. On the screen you're going to be presented with a circle, and all you need to do is just draw your own circle that matches the same diameter and space of the particular circle or circles on screen at any one time. Now as you can see down the bottom of the screen there is a target that you need to hit to get to the next level, whether that's 30%, 50% or even 90%, you need to draw a circle that you think is going to match the diameter and also the space on screen to then progress to the next level. Now this can be quite complicated, and up until filming this video my highest score was only 6, so I challenge you guys to try and get a higher score, and let me know in the comment section down below exactly how you do. Now it is a very simple premise, but I like the fact that you can just pick up and play. It only requires really one thumb to play the game as well, so if you want to do it when you're walking or out and about or just chilling on the sofa, then this is a great application to pass the time. The next game that we're looking at is Soul Knight, and this is a really awesome dungeon crawler with some great 8-bit graphics at a steady 60 frames per second. The controls of the gameplay are very simple. You use the left thumbstick to move and also aim your character, and then you've got some buttons on the right hand side like switch weapon, special move and also shoot, and all you really need to do is work your way through each individual room of the dungeon, killing all the enemies, and once they're dead you're going to clear the room, and then you're going to have a chest which has a special item in it. Now it could be something as simple as health, or it could be a brand new weapon, and the weapons vary massively. Sometimes you're going to get a laser gun, sometimes you're going to get something like an AK-47 or a Desert Eagle. In terms of the actual look of the game, it's one of the best looking games that I've seen that has the 8-bit style. A lot of games try to use the 8-bit graphic style and it doesn't always turn out great. However, with this game it's a really simple style, but in terms of the particle effects and also the way that the gameplay is at a steady 60 frames a second, it's one of the better looking 8-bit titles out there at the moment. Now I have actually done a full video on 8-bit games available for Android, and I will have that linked down in the description below, and if the game was about when I'd done that video, it definitely would have been number 1. Superkarts to me is if Mario Kart was on Android, but you only had to play it with one thumb. The great thing about this game is it's got really intuitive control, and it's also really simple to play. The game itself is played in portrait mode, which I know you might not like, however it definitely bodes well for the gameplay itself. All you have to do is move the steering wheel at the bottom of the screen, moving your thumb from left to right, and then as you can see you actually pick up power-ups along the way, which you can then use by just clicking on them just above the steering wheel. This is a great game if you just want to pass some time and don't really want to be too invested, and again you can just play it using one hand, which is really awesome. In terms of the graphics and gameplay, it looks extremely good as well, and it also runs with a really steady frame rate here on my Galaxy S7. Now there are also different characters that you can collect and a load of different power-ups, and as you can see some of the levels are really awesome that take you across the world, and as you can see here I'm actually jumping over whales, so that gives you a clear indication of the kind of style of gameplay that you're going to get here. Now it is a very simple game in terms of the actual premise and the gameplay, but if you do want a really simple pick up and play racer, then this is definitely one to look out for. And lastly we have what's arguably the most complicated out of this list, and that is Warfriends. Now this is an online shooter 1 versus 1, and the gameplay itself is really awesome and it's really tactical, and also the visuals are really good as well. Put simply, you can play people that you know, whether that's your friends or people on Facebook that you've joined with, or you can play completely random players from around the world like I'm doing here. And the premise of the game is simple. Down on the bottom right hand screen you've got a variety of different weapons that you can use with your character, and down on the left hand side of the screen you've got your team which you can deploy out onto the battlefield. Now again it's just 1 versus 1, but in terms of the actual gameplay it's really fast and really fluid, and there's also a variety of different levels, whether that's a jungle, snow or also a city, and the actual game itself looks pretty cool as well. Now it's got a very simple art style, but I think that bodes well because it is an online game, so you don't want it to be too complicated, because with a bad internet connection you are going to see some slowdowns with this game. But again, as with all the games on this list, it is still in development, so definitely take that with a pinch of salt. The actual controls are really simple as well. You just need to tap on an enemy that you want to shoot at any one time, or as you can see here you can actually just hold down on the screen, and that's going to give you a magnified view to make it a little bit easier to get those awesome headshots, which are definitely going to give you some extra points. Now there are also some in-app purchases with this game, and some things that you can spend the money on that you actually get when you play the game, game, but just in general I've played it for a pretty long time and I haven't had to use any real world money, and I've been able to progress quite well and play online, which is really awesome. Now keep in mind that because it is a fully online game, you are going to need quite a reliable internet connection, so if that's something that you maybe don't have, then I'd maybe give it a miss. But if you want to play online and you want to challenge your friends, this is a great option and definitely one that you should be playing. And that is going to do it, guys, for the first episode of Early Access for 2017. Now these 4 games are some of the best that I've been able to find. However, if there's any new games that you found on the Play Store that aren't in Early Access but they're a relatively new title, then let me know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this series and you want to see more going forward throughout the year, then let me know by hitting that thumbs up button down below. And again, if you want to get some more great content from COPPERVSGLASS, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Michael, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.